All right, guys. So, Home to Real Estate here. This is Jaslene and have Jesus here. So, this is really exciting. I'm really happy to have one of my past clients here, Mona. So, she's going to be talking about her experience with buying a house and just kind of the things that we went through. Overall, it was like pretty smooth and, exciting the whole entire time. But just happy that you're here today and that we get to talk to you. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So we actually thought about this idea a while ago. We're like, man, it'd actually be pretty cool to, interview someone that's actually gone through the process and gone through, from step one to the final step, So I think it's really, really cool and just different.
Yeah. For sure. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What does your family look like? Why was maybe purchasing a home important to you?
Okay. Well, Mona, as we all know that. I'm married to Carlos. He's my husband. And we've been married actually 25 years.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And we have 5 amazing kids and 5 beautiful grandkids. And so they are one of the biggest reasons why we wanted to own a home and just to be able to start. Not that we weren't creating memories, but just create memories that are long-lasting for a home of our own.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I always talked about, like, when you buy a house, it's stability. I call it, like, your home base, right?
Yes.
So it's like some people don't need a home base, but many of us that have families, that we want our kids to, like, hey, I have a safe place. This is your home.
Yes,
and
definitely.
So that's what, I see important to you in home ownership.
Yeah, definitely. I know you talked about it just a little bit, but why did you decide to buy a house?
So owning a home is something I'd always wanted. We had put it on the back burner for ourselves just because, like I said, we had 5 kids. So we wanted to be able to provide and get them through school and just help them reach their goals. And so it came to a point where we just kind of said, okay, let's put ourselves on the back burner. We actually didn't even think we were going to purchase a home until after all the kids were out of the house.
Oh,
so
really?
We thought like, okay, we'll get a home and maybe we can't get a big home, but we'll buy like a town home and it'll be a 2-bed.
Yeah, just something small to start off with.
And that's it. And about a year and a half ago, I just felt like I started getting the desire. I felt for like all that time, I didn't have the desire. It was kind of nice that I felt like the Lord like took that desire away. I didn't have it. And then I felt it. And I was like, okay, is this like real?
Yeah.
I don't think we could do this right now. I'm wanting that home. And so I talked to Carlos about it and we just started planning. And, doing what we had to do financially and
of course
getting ready to prepare to buy a home.
Yeah. Now, when you say like getting prepared, because sometimes I feel like that can be like the biggest step is like, because getting pre-approved, like, we can do that like in a day, searching for the house, let's give her some time. We'll get you in eventually.
Yes.
But it's more like preparing, right? So what did you and Carlos have to do to prepare for this like big milestone of buying a home?
First of all, we went through all of our bills. We just laid it out. Like, what is everything that we're paying monthly? Where can we start saving? And that was our biggest thing is trying to consolidate. Like,
nice. Yeah, that's smart.
Credit card, and just decided like, hey, this is going to be the best bet. Let's consolidate. Let's take out a little loan to pay off all of it and then make just one payment. That was a big, huge step because it helped us and we were able to actually pay off that small loan and not be in that type of debt anymore. And then just starting to save and get prepared. And I couldn't believe that it came a lot faster than what we thought because I was actually thinking maybe a year and a half from the time we started and it actually went a lot quicker.
Yeah. We started, the first conversation that I had with you was December.
Yes.
December.
And then you ended up closing when?
And we were even at it for like at least a few months. So when I called, I was just wanting to kind of get like perspective and kind of see if we were okay.
Yeah. And give some more information. You're like, now we're here.
We got qualified like within like a few days, right? If not the next day. I think it was just like, whoa.
Yeah. And then I know too, like throughout the time I was working with you, we kind of had like the pedal, we were like gassing and then braking a little bit, and then towards like maybe a month before we got this house, we were like, every offer that we wrote, I was like, we have to.
Yeah, we're going strong.
Super strong. I was like, there's no way that I can get them a house at like the terms that we have.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, how did you decide what realtor you were going to go with?
Okay. So like I mentioned before, so we are a family of like faith and we pray about every big decision, any big major decision, we're praying on it. So we already had been praying about Lord, just send us somebody, put somebody in our head, somebody in our path. Well, I actually worked with Jaslene's mom. And so I know she had talked a lot about Jaslene, and I kind of felt like I knew the family just from her friendship. And so I just felt like Jaslene. And so I reached out to, Jeanette, and I said, hey, what is your daughter's, information? We're looking to buy a house. And she was like, yeah. And I just felt like a connection with Jaslene. She called me right away. And I just felt like a really good connection. And I just felt like it was right. Yeah. And everything that I needed to know, she answered the questions, for me. And just her willingness, and excitement, to get us into a home.
And I definitely think that's important, is having that connection and having that click, if you will, know, because you could just feel it, you could feel it whenever you're, talking to someone. It's all right, I hit it off with this person or I don't. And I think with a transaction as big as buying a house, that's super, super important, This is actually something that we've talked about in the past, is when we were looking for our first house, it was just another transaction for the realtor. And, it being your first house or second house, whatever it is, you don't want to feel like that, where it's just like, hey, I'm just like another person and we're just kind of going through the motions,
right?
And at least, with that past realtor, it was just like pushy. And like I said, you ultimately don't want that. You want to get into a house that's going to be your house, and you're there because you love it.
Yes, exactly. And that's what we thought. We had heard a lot of stories.
Yeah.
We have friends that own homes already. And so just some of the stories and how they even had to change realtors way through. And I was just like, I don't want to go through any of that. I want it to be a really great experience. And I can say it actually was. Yeah. It was really, really great. People would ask me how's it going? Are you, it's it's going great. It's going really, really well. So.
And what's funny too is when she first started real estate, she'd be on the phone. She'd be on the phone a lot, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she was always on the phone, But now I see it and I see why, is because she's so passionate about what she does, and she's so good as far as taking care of her clients. And I think that goes a long way.
Yes.
It's like a marriage through thick and thin. I got you.
I know.
And the communication is such a big, important part, right? Just in a relationship. And I felt with Jaslene, she did that. She communicated if she wasn't going to be able to do something at a certain time or with the kids. And
of course,
and I respect that, because obviously we have kids. We know how that is, right? Family time is important,
of course.
And I that was one thing I really respected about Jaslene, is just the communication and letting us know, but also her willingness. Because I think one time you guys met us with the kids on the way to go to a little family. The house was just no, we're not doing this to us. But I just thought that was awesome. And I remember my husband saying wow, that's amazing that her family was willing to take a pit stop for us.
I was I'll be there, but I have my kids with me. I don't know how they're gonna act today, so some grace here.
And it's funny because we do that, I would say, somewhat often, where we'll go to an open house and she'll show someone a house, and then we have something else to do. But we talk about family, and I really do feel like everyone that she does a transaction with becomes family. I can't tell you how many the weddings we've been to, how many backyard parties, how many freaking pizza, it's random things, because she really does build that strong relationship with her clients, which is awesome.
I know that we were talking about a little bit about it before, right? But there wasn't really any big obstacles that we really had to basically go through, to get you here.
Right. No, I don't feel like there was any type of obstacle or negative or anything that, put kind of a damper, not at all. I felt that everything went smoothly. I don't know, it's just me, but I really, from the beginning to our 21-day close escrow, because that. And in the beginning, we were looking at a lot of homes, and but I think it was all for a reason. I think it was
right. There was times where obviously that we like the house, we submitted an offer, but it just didn't work out. But I think you and I both knew okay, things happen for the reason. They're going to work out the way that they're supposed to work out,
Exactly.
And it's so funny because we were having our offer wasn't getting accepted, and then we were trying to compromise. We're okay, well, maybe we'll go. And they're home bases here in Carson.
Right.
And so we're we'll go to Norwalk, we'll check over there as long as it's close to a freeway. They really wanted a 4-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yes.
We were even trying to work a 3-bedroom, 1-bath.
Yeah.
And this one came on the market. And we came to see it, and we're like, no, this has to be.
This is it.
No, right when we were about to settle, we were like, why are we settling?
Yeah.
Let's just settle to get into a house.
Yeah.
This one came up. I drive by the one that we put an offer on
Yes.
all the time
Yeah.
down the street. And I think that they didn't accept our offer, but I think you told us a while after that they were in like
Probate.
And I think they're still in probate because the sale line's still out there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
All the time. And I'm like, thank you, Lord, that you didn't give me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still would have been waiting.
And that was the one where like, we want this one, we want this one.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen. And I had a conversation with that realtor after. And I don't think he knew I submitted an offer. Like, I don't know if he remembered or not. Because he's like, yeah, this and this. That.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, tell me more. What's going on?
Giving all the details.
No, but with this one, honestly, we're leaving and I rubbed the mailbox.
Yeah.
I was like, you're going to be on.
Yeah, this is our.
And so I told her, because the mailbox is yellow right now, right?
Yeah.
I was like, you kept the mailbox. She's like, I'm not getting rid of that mailbox.
It represents us getting here.
Yes.
Yeah. So overall, you're enjoying being a homeowner? Like,
Definitely.
Yeah, the place looks awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, we have enjoyed all the work that we've put into it. It feels good. It feels good to fix it up knowing it's ours.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you just want to do that much more. You know?
Yeah. There's no asking permission. There's no nothing. It's, hey, this is my house. I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yes, definitely.
I guess kind of on that topic, right? Because I know in the beginning you wanted something that was like already completely fixed up. So that way when you move in, you didn't have to do much to the house, right? Obviously, the house that you ended up buying was a fixer.
Yeah.
Like, you guys have to see the picture.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The walls were green and yellow, and it was like, what, like Polynesian, Hawaiian themes in here?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe we can get some old pictures.
There was like a little tiki bar. Yeah, on tiki bar going on with some like tiki torches.
Maybe we can get some old pictures and just insert them into, into the episode.
I know.
I showed, they're like amazing. They're like, whoa.
Oh, it looks beautiful in here. It looks awesome.
So how is that? Like, how has your mindset changed from, okay, I want to go into something that's already been fixed up for me, right? Versus I'm going to go into something that needs a little TLC, but I can eventually do the work.
Right.
So how has your mindset changed knowing that you actually bought a house that needed some love?
If I had to do it again, knowing what I know now, I'd probably go straight into looking for a fixer-upper. Not only to get like, the best deal, cost effective, but just knowing now that I love that I was able to make this our home and not move into something that I thought in the beginning would have been like perfect, because I kept thinking like, oh, at our age, like we need to just buy something, like we're not going to be able to fix anything up. But just having so much support and people come in and help us and being able to just create it to be our home. So that's been so great. Like I love it even more than I probably would have loved a home.
Right.
That was something that somebody else did and that I'm moving into. Though I would have still appreciated it, it's just been so much more like being able to say like, we did all of this.
It's the design and everything is, specific to you.
Right. It's been great. Carlos and I were painting still last night, and I just told him like, this is just so awesome. Like we're just doing this together.
And it's like a bonding moment for you. And then it's a bit team effort, because I know that you have like friends that come and like help with flooring and tile and all that stuff.
Yes.
And it's like you almost don't realize you have those resources until like you tap into it.
Yeah. Right? Yes. Didn't know we had so many friends with so many great talents.
Yeah. Yeah. And, speaking about, getting into something that is fixed up or maybe remodeled, and you hit it right on the head, is it might be new and it might look nice, but it's not necessarily something that's specific to your taste.
Right.
Or like we talked about, exactly how you would do it, which is huge, because ultimately it's your house and you want to be able to, be comfortable and to have everything designed how you envisioned it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I think numbers is huge too. Like we were talking a bit about like, hey, like I could have bought in a more expensive house. I couldn't buy in a house that was like all done up. But the mortgage payment would have been like insane,
Yeah.
So it's like we had to find like a happy medium. Well, obviously we're going to buy a house that was like half burned. No. Yeah. And I think sometimes people fail to realize that you don't have to fix up everything all at once. Things when you're a homeowner, like, okay, I'm going to fix the restrooms, this month. Next month I'm going to fix this. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take your time.
Yes,
take your time with that, like the house not going anywhere.
Right. And that's what we keep saying. Like we have all of our lives now.
Yeah.
So, do all the things we want. And like you said, we've chosen what we wanted to fix up, and there's some things that are going to wait, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is it could take as long as it needs to. You know, you could have that time where it's like she said, hey, I'm gonna knock out a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, I always tell people, you know, like the guys at work, it never ends. You know, and you're gonna get to where you think the end is. And then you're going to be like, all right, well, it's been X amount of time. Now I need to redo the kitchen. So, but it's a good problem to have, you know, it's a first world problem for sure.
Definitely, for sure. With every project we've done, I think there's been something else that comes up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how it always goes.
Planning on leaving it the way it was. It was a closet.
Yeah.
So we took out the doors and I was going to leave the shelves that they had in there.
Yeah.
And then when we were just fixing everything up, I said, you know, let's just knock it out.
Yeah.
And
I saw this Pinterest post.
I know. I was so
I know this, and I think you're gonna do something expensive. I already have a quote. Here's my book.
I know. He's like, where'd this come from?
I know.
Yeah.
But what would you say has been like your favorite memory so far?
So I think actually two of the biggest is just like we talked about a little bit, just having people over here and helping us do things. I think that's going to be like forever, just like, you know, what they've done. But we celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary, and because we bought
congratulations,
we didn't get to go anywhere big. And so we had our kids over on, it was on a Sunday, and so they all came over and we, you know, decorated, and we, you know, my husband ordered food, and it was so nice. You know what? It was one of the best. And I don't want to get crazy and emotional, but it was so sweet. It was something that I've always wanted. Just being able to have the grandkids run around in a yard and, you know, just like seeing that and just having to, you know, just enjoy ourselves. That was such a huge, like, just blessing and moment. Like, I just took it all in. And,
Yeah.
It was just so sweet, because even though we've enjoyed time in our other house, it wasn't like our home, like in our home, and we never had a backyard. Like, we never had a backyard we could enjoy.
Yeah.
So for me to see like the grandkids running in and out, and
that's awesome.
Just, like, amazing.
That's cool.
It was like time stops.
I'm so looking forward to the holidays, like Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's gonna
decorating
be
and everything.
Yeah, that's gonna be really awesome. I love that. And then just really quickly, right? So I know that there was a time in your past where you and Carlos thought about buying a house.
Yes.
And I know that you said with the kids and stuff like that. So if you were to go back and tell like your past version of yourself, like, hey, buy a house now, like, would you have done that, or would you still be on the path that you were today and kind of waited to buy a house?
I think now I would tell my younger self, like, just go for it. Just go for it. Because I think back, and so many times, I don't think I gave us the benefit of the doubt. I think I sold us short thinking like, oh, we can never do that. Or we will never be in a good spot to be able to purchase a home.
Yeah.
And learning all that I've learned, I think I would say go for it. Like, don't, you know, I don't feel like there's going to ever be the perfect time in the market. And you know, a lot of people told us that. I had my dad always tell me, like, it's never going to really, you know, be the perfect time.
Yeah. You just have to go for it
and believe that you're going to do it. And he's like, trust me, you're going to make it happen. Yeah. And I feel like that's what's going on now. We're a couple months in here, and, you know, it's been great, and we're making it happen. And I would just say, just go for it. You know, don't sell yourself short thinking you can't do it. And at least at the most, take that first step of seeing what you qualify.
Like,
see, because that's what I thought. Honestly, like, I thought I was going to talk to you and you're going to check us out and say, okay, do this, this, and that, and get ready and call me in a couple months, you know, but it wasn't. But
it's like, let's go.
That's all about, let's do this, you know?
Yeah. So. And I think that's a big thing, because people, like you said, always do sell themselves short, right?
Yeah.
So it's like they don't realize what they can do until they actually take a first step and contact someone. They're like, hey, this is what I have. Can you work with it? Or if you can't work with it, like, what do I have to do to get me there, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like goal planning. I think that everyone that has any aspiration to be a homeowner, like, take that step of like, okay, let me at least goal plan.
Yes.
Because if not, time goes by. We're always going to be busy, but you have to make the time for something that's important as this.
Well, and then the worst case scenario is you're going to be informed, right? You're going to be able to say, hey, maybe I'm not able to afford something right now, but I'm going to be able to afford something in 6 months, in a year. You at least have a game plan, as opposed to just, hey, I'm going to just see what happens, because we all know how it goes. You know, as time goes by so fast, and before you know it, you've kind of been sitting on the sidelines for a while.
Yes,
so
definitely paying rent.
I know. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm happy that you made the move to be a homeowner.
I am too. Thank you.
Yeah. And I feel like we have a relationship beyond just a transaction.
Yes.
So I think that's what's most important for me. Just keeping in touch and being able to hey, you good? Can I help with anything? So
that's been amazing with the team. I mean, with you being able to still contact you and ask like, hey, what's this or what's going on? And even the same thing with Yuri is like just being able to reach out about the loan and just him answer. And it's not like, oh, we're done with you. Or, oh, that's over. No, it's like, so that's been really sweet too. And it's all a part of the relationship. So,
yeah. And that's a big thing too, at least with Home Dream. It's like, I always tell like him, it's people before business. Like, I will always like take my client's relationship over like anything else. Right. And so I'm happy that I had a chance to do that with you.
I'm going to ask you a question. It's going to seem random, but it's going to make sense at the end. So do you have a gardener yet or no? No. Okay, I asked because remember when we were here? Yeah. It was so funny. I don't know if she's told you, but we were here and we ended up installing the smoke detectors, right? I think we ended up installing like 4 or 5 of them, whatever.
Oh yeah, and then we went to town on that patio. Remember last thing?
Yeah, we went to town. But it's so funny because we were walking out and there's your neighbor, so basically a lady across the street. Yes. And she was talking to someone. We're like, oh, what's going on? It kind of caught our attention, We're like, oh, what's going on? So then we came to realize that she was talking to the gardener, her gardener that she has. And it was so funny because the closer we got to our car, we could hear a little bit more and you could tell she was a little upset. So then us being us, we're like, oh, what's going on over there, Yeah. And then she was telling him, she goes, you haven't been to our house for like 3 weeks. You said you were going to come last week. You didn't come. You said you were going to come the week before that. You didn't come. So this guy's getting just his butt chewed, and I'm like, all right, what's going on? Whatever. We'll mind our business. So we're still walking towards our car and she's just going on and on and on. And I thought it was pretty funny. Anyways, after he finished getting his butt chewed, he has like the nerve to come over to us. He thought we were the homeowners, and he goes, I see you guys are moving in. Yeah. You guys need any lawn service? Zero shame. Like he was just trying to like, all right, I'm gonna get myself a new customer right now. It was so funny. I know. You know what? You can't knock the hustle, but we just thought it was so funny. Like he saw us there, looking at everything, and and he was like, "Oh, I'm still gonna try." It was just so funny.
I know you love to tell that story.
I know. I just thought it was so funny. He was just like, "Hey, you guys need lawn services?"
It might be the same guy that talked to Carlos. He probably like realized the next time when we came, we saw him. I don't know if it was the same, but I think there's one guy that does the majority.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Maybe he's back on it now.
I got my eye on you. I want you. Yeah, I think that's pretty much start wrapping up. But
is there anything else you'd like to say or anything to kind of end off with? Or
no, I think just like I said, great experience and everything that everything that I thought negatively that could go wrong did not even happen, and it was a smooth line into the end. And I love telling people that, and I've had a couple people say when we are ready, we're gonna reach out. And so, I can't say enough thank yous to both of you guys because it's a team effort, right? And the support that you give to Jaslene, and now it's starting like your little dream home.
Home dream. We'll find your dream home.
But I just love it. And so it's been likewise, like just rooting you guys out on, and I know you guys are going to do great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it looks like that thought is more scarier than the action.
Yeah. No, but a lot of things that you guys say, I love like tuning in. You guys starting a podcast, right?
So here we are, our first episode.
I just signed up for one.
Yeah. Surprise.
I love just sharing your content because I feel like more people need to know and they need to be encouraged, because I feel like right now you talk to so many people and it's like the discouragement, right?
Well, you have, and that's what we talk about too. There's like social media. There's so many different voices in your head. Yeah. Even if you're not saying that, listen to the whole video, like just like a little snippet of that video, you're like, oh no, you'll find every excuse not to make the move.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just have to sometimes like block everything out and be like, okay, what's my goal? Who can I contact? That is,
and leave out anyone that's going to be negative.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. And we actually did that in our home buying process. We shared with people that we knew were going to encourage us.
Oh, really? That's smart.
And anyone that we thought was going to say something negative that we didn't want to hear, we did not share.
Yeah, that's
They all found out when we bought it. We posted our picture.
Yeah, like, I'm not telling like really anyone until where you have keys in your hands.
Yeah,
that's smart.
Yeah, but you're here now. Yeah,
I know.
Matters. Yes. So again, thank you for your time.
Yes.
You guys, we're going to be doing this more often with past clients, again, so they can share their experiences. And honestly, sometimes there is bumps in the roads, and that's okay, right? Because things do happen. So it's more important that you hear it from someone that's gone through it and just overall sharing your experience. So thank you. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Today. So, yeah.